Spirit Bus 33 fam, welcome, welcome. Grab your favorite beverage. Come on, come take a little ride with me. Episode number 49, actually, a route number 49.
Your spiritual beings having a human experience.
Thank you for being here. I know that your energy, your attention, I know that it's precious. So I truly, truly appreciate you chilling here with me, you spending some time with me. We are having this earth experience at the same time. And for that, I'm so grateful. So, changing things up a little bit, episodes will now be referred to as routes. And today, we're going to take a little ride down Route 49. It's a bumpy, kind of swampy, kind of muddy road. So much that I must have fallen into an exit where I got stuck and missed last week's episode, unable to record. But first, though, checking in, staying somewhat on track, is I hope that your meditation challenge has been going well for you. Keep going. Reach for those daily moments of stillness, spending time with your consciousness, observing, connecting with that synergic field, creating, unlearning. Yes, leave in the comments, of course, share how it's going. So back to this Route 49. First exit, Payne Boulevard. So, as you know, when these analogies start, they're probably not going to stop this route, and it's going to become a thing now until a new one takes its place, I'm sure. So I can't remember what I have shared on here, as I'm really trying hard to not listen to past episodes or read notes from past episodes, just trying to keep it very authentic and not get into a judgy space with my own creative expression. So I'm probably in and out of sometimes disclosing personal information, sometimes no disclosure. It's probably depending on my hypervigilance for the day. So I'm not sure if I've shared parts of this or not, but I was recently treated for H. pylori. What the fuck? Never heard of that before. But that's just a side note. At the same time, had to follow that up with some ventral hernia surgery. More than one hernia. Lovely. So, yeah, I'm not a newbie when it comes to stomach surgeries. So, I've had 2 C-sections, a complete hysterectomy from ovarian cancer. So, I was expecting some pain, but I was like, I got this. It's minimal. It can't be anything in comparison to what I've been through. Well, and then it was time to leave the hospital. And I could not get myself out of the fucking hospital bed. I don't know. Maybe I blocked out, what had happened before, how much pain I was in, or in reality, I think the prescribed medications were way better for my last surgery. I'm pretty sure I was on that morphine drip, maybe some Dilaudid, And this time, I don't know. Maybe it was the pain medications weren't on point, but I had to have two nurses and my spouse help me get out of the bed, and it was excruciating. I mean, it felt like, and I haven't had my follow up visit yet, so stay tuned. I'm not sure. You know, it felt like everything was just ripping out. And they had to help me into a wheelchair, into the car. And this is my first like robotic surgery, so I'm really hoping that the doctor and the robot knew what the fuck they were doing. But you can imagine if I had to get helped out of the hospital in that manner, you can imagine the lovely experience that followed getting in and out of bed. Of course, having to lean on the hydrocodone during it. But see, I have learned my lessons with opiates, many different chapters of that. So you have to skip days. Like you can't just like take them for a long period of time. Otherwise, you're going to suffer not only from the thing that you went through, but then the withdrawal symptoms from the damn opiates. See? So if that's something you don't know, I don't know everyone's magic number, is I know that I need to be careful of being on them for myself 7 days in a row. I need to take a little break, see, and then kind of can return back to them. But I hit a point where the pain was so much that I kind of went over that. So mild detox. Anyway, I digress. So basically, my entire life just like stopped. Work stopped, movement stopped, podcast stopped, dressing myself, bathrooming myself. This was not my favorite adult experience. So while I was laying in bed, this kind of like immense, I don't know, sense of helplessness rolled on in. Now, because I've been having this earth experience for a little time now, is like I cannot allow myself to entertain that shit for too long because I know me. Like it would result in like a few extra pain pills here and there, some depression, some negative thoughts, maybe some cravings for some harder substances, oversleeping, a ton of overeating. Well, the list will get darker and darker. So I redirected myself to gratitude and for what I could do. And that was a softer place to land. So then day by day, like I was able to do more things independently, in which I observed each one with this immense, refreshed sense of gratitude. And I need to like speak this out loud to source, to the universe. I do not need pain to refresh my gratitude. Just going to repeat that one more time. I do not need pain to refresh my gratitude. Like, I am very grateful that the experience did this, but I do not need that experience again. So, exit Pain Boulevard was explored and back on to Route 49. And the thought that keeps coming to me is, that there are so many people that are on exit Pain Boulevard and they've been there for years. Like chronic pain, autoimmune stuff, cancer, arthritis, surgeries, nerve pain, old injuries. The list goes on and on. And literally, like my hat is off to them. As I start down Route 49 again, like I never want to find myself back on Pain Boulevard, and I never want to find myself discrediting someone else's pain. This also makes sense why therapists are required to get training on pain. And I feel that coaches and anyone in, the healing arts, so to speak, needs to have extra training on pain. You can't expect someone with chronic pain to lean into their mind, body, belief system practices daily like somebody who's not experiencing pain. So as I kept trucking down Route 49, I realized as I still had some lingering pain, it is the moments you can that you do. For those of us that are not experiencing any pain, I truly, truly believe that we need to check in on taking care of ourselves in a serious way. And for those of us with pain as well, but in a softer way. Because there needs to be some accountability, right? I mean, maybe the H. pylori debacle, maybe that was just a random thing that happened to me. Maybe I ate some contaminated food. You know, it might be that, well, that whole subject is probably like a whole route in itself. You can do a little Google search. That's, anyway, that's wild. The hernia, though, I don't think that I was following. Not that I don't know. I don't think, I know I was not following, the doctor's recommendations when I was healing from my past surgery 10 years ago. I vaguely remember maybe moving a bed downstairs. I'm sure the Dilaudid helped with that. All sorts of other things that I was doing way before I was supposed to. So with this surgery, I am being good. I'm following all of the recommendations, feeling this kind of refreshed sense of, it's time to learn to have more love for our avatars. I had this unknown author kind of meme show up in my reality. I found it saved in over, 3,000, I don't know, pictures. And it was the perfect timing for Route 49. So it goes like this. Who is your life partner? Your mom? Dad? Wife? Husband? Daughter? Son? Friends? Family? None of them. Your real life partner is your body. Once your body stops responding, no one is with you. You and your body stay together from birth until death. What you do to your body is your responsibility, and that will come back to you. The more you care for your body, the more your body will care for you. What you eat, what you do for being fit, how you deal with stress, how much rest you give to it, it'll decide how your body is going to respond. Remember, your body is the only permanent address where you live. Your body is your asset, your liability, which no one else can share. Your body is your responsibility because you are the real life partner. Be fit forever. Take care of yourself. Nobody can do the work for you. Pranayama is for your lungs, meditation for your mind, yoga for your body, walking for your heart, good food for your intestines, good thoughts for your soul, and good karma for the world. So I did edit a couple things out that I wasn't aligned with, but if you want to read the entire meme or it's on Spirit Boss 33 TikTok page. It's not my main page for those of you that are on Joyful Rain 33. It's a good one. I'm going to post it there and then delete it and send it back out into the synergic field for whoever may find it. So with that, my challenge for you for me, before we turn on to Route 50 next week, is to challenge yourself to lean in to caring for your life partner as if it was the love of your life. Now, everyone listening right now, we're all at a different space with this. So each one of us is going to have to evaluate this challenge with the different circumstances that you have going on in your life right now. For me, I'm still in recovery. So I'm going to have to step into this a little bit slower. I have charged up my step counter and I'm going to be challenging myself to get 50 more steps a day until I reach 10,000. Yoga is probably going to have to be, was it mountain pose? It's going to have to be something very simple every day for the mind, meditation, working on eating healthy. I would be literally overjoyed to hear what your challenge is in the comments. I mean, really, to be real, is like every time there's a comment on any episode, I get pretty excited. So, this challenge, like, it's really about love. Well, perhaps that's the next exit Love Avenue. Maybe it's time to pull into like Love R Us, Love Mart. Time to like rewire some old neural pathways, some old sensory neurites, and start creating a new experience, a new story, one where you are the love of your life, where you are bold, where you take care of yourself as if you were a brand new, maybe cell phone, diamond ring, pet chicken, like decked out, livable school bus. I don't know. You get the drift. I really like listening to, if you're familiar with Florence Green on TikTok, one of her posts says, "Your life will change when you realize that embarrassment is just the price you fucking pay for excellence. It's the price you pay for greatness. And the sooner that you accept that, that is your fate. That if you want to be great at something, music, dancing, acting, writing, creating a business, whatever the fuck it is, the sooner you accept it and expect embarrassment and you just accept it all as the sacrifice and the cost you have to pay to be fucking great, the sooner you're going to become excellent. You cannot skip that failure. Like, how will you learn otherwise?" It's not the entire video. If you do want to see that video, the date of it is 7/31/24. She's got a lot of good ones. So this is it. It's the love tune-up. We're heading back out onto Route 49, ready for whatever fucking embarrassment comes your way from total transformation. You're overweight and you want to lose it? Walk proud. Be out there. Let it jiggle. You want to start that business? Be bold. Publicly show yourself to others. Most of us see bold people doing what we want to do. And they were once like on it, exit Love, what was it, Boulevard. They were at the Love Mart and they were visualizing, what they wanted to succeed in. So I agree, as we have to walk the path of possible embarrassment. We have to walk the path of some people being like, who does she think she is? Because it's a reflection of how they're not showing up, or judgment that is theirs alone. Like, we have to be able to be willing to be seen doing the big things to do the big things. We cannot isolate. Unless your big thing that you want to do is complete anonymity along with it, That might be different, but you still have to put yourself out there in some way. So the challenge is set. Route 49, it was a little bumpy, but Route 50, it's only a week away. So join me next week for a who knows what the fuck kind of journey. I so appreciate you taking this little ride with me. Before you exit the bus, let's do a little reading. All right, so we'll start with the Osho Zen deck. First card is Totality. So this card is being aware one step at a time, complete awareness, and knowing that you're your own safety net. And I like this card because it really aligns with that idea, of we are our life partner, is our body. And so in this totality is we're really jumping out into the unknown, and we know that we're taking care of things and that we're going to catch us. Of course, there is support systems around us, our lovely friends and family, as well. And that is a bonus. But when this card comes up, it's a really leaning into a trust for yourself. Second card, traveling. So when this card comes up, it's, it has a couple different parts to it. It may be that it's time for you, if you can be in a car long term, if you're not in pain, of course. But it might be some actual, traveling, like getting out of your zip code or your neighborhood. Or it might even just be taking a different hike than you normally do, walking a different path. I don't know, go to a different store. It's like trying to have some type of different experience instead of the same thing day after day after day. Other part to this card is internal traveling. It might be, a different guided meditation or sitting in a different place when you're doing that internal work. Maybe get a therapist, get a coach, a mentor, somebody to assist you in the work. Last card, ripeness. This card has come up a lot over the last week. Is imagine yourself, you were just a little seed, and you grew into this big, beautiful tree for this visualization, maybe an apple tree. And the apples are ready. They're ripe. They're ready to, that's the gift. That's the do it boldly. That's the, show your unique expression. Like it's right, it's ready. And if you're catching yourself being like, well, I got to wait until this happens. It's like, no, step forward now. Like start working on pieces of whatever it is now, creating the business, start leaning in, changing your body, start today. Improving relationships, whatever it is that this card is saying not to wait. Lean in, do it now. Drew one card from Conversations with Soul from a Soul Painter deck. The card is just simply light worker. When this card comes up, it's a reminder that we are all light workers. If you don't agree with the term, perhaps, just the explanation will be more aligned. But everywhere we go, we ripple something out. Our energy is rippling out of us everywhere, even in the smallest interactions. Today, me and my spouse were getting chicken. We were buying chicken, and some amazingly vibey person turned to us and said, "You look like adultier adults than me. What kind of chicken, would you buy?" And it was just that moment of just smiles and that's that light worker moment, of just really showing up, and helping the people around us instead of giving some short answer, some negative vibes. It's like we are all light workers. We are all able to transform humanity in our own little areas here, perhaps strategically placed for those of us that speak this language. Last card here that I drew from the Animal Spirit Guidebook by Kim Kron's, the Scorpion card. It's interesting because when this card comes up, it talks about being mindful of isolation. As scorpions will often isolate and will sometimes have, judgmental tendencies towards others. So when this card comes up, it is saying, and it's time to get back to your fiery, fun, bold self. It's time to show all the dimensions of you, not to just isolate and only show the parts of you that somehow you've been conditioned to think that other people are only accepting those parts. It's you can show the fiery parts. You can be bold. Fuck what other people think on the real. So show that little bit of that scorpion energy. Of course, it's not leaning into any type of harm. It's not leaning into that. If that is something that you're noticing coming up, there's some major work to do. It's a little bit of that rebellious, that this is my earth experience vibe. And I will protect myself with some strict boundaries if need be. But I'm going to allow myself to be completely authentic. It's really good reading. Good. As always, it has been a vibe, and I am super excited for what next week will bring.
Thank you for tuning in. We are spiritual beings having a human experience.